So today my husband is in the kitchen and he's making some dumpling and steamed fish. Wanna try this, Onion? Babe, wanna try this? It's really good. Hi, Classic. How are you? Welcome. How was your trip? Are you back from your trip? Are you back from your trip? In Florida, did you visit the blue beaches or just the regular ones? Nice. Nice. The break is definitely needed. Did you get to go to the beach? You know, there's a way in Florida where's that part called? So like you go to Florida and you take a ferry for like 45 minutes to Bahamas and you can spend a day in the Bahamas and come back to Florida. Let me see where that place is called. Let me find it. So like you
Have a new update
hold
for
on.
you and the investigation.
Beach. Oh, no beach, just relax. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Nice. That's a great way to start. That's a great way to start the fall. It is fall season. Oh, you're in Miami. Okay, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's downtown. I'm gonna try to find a place where they say Florida ferry to Bahamas. Let me see where this place is called. Okay. Oh, see here? Oh, so you take 2 hours to the Bahamas. So it's called Bellalara. Where in Florida do you meet though? So what you do is you fly in Florida and they serve food on the ship and stuff. On the ferry. So you could still stay in Florida, spend like a day in Bahamas and then go back over. I like that. Yeah, I like it. I think that's something I'll do if I go to Florida. Oh, Bimini. Oh, it's Bimini Island they take you to. So you take the ferry and then it take you to Bimini. You spend the day and then you can stay in the hotel in Bimini and then you take the next day and you go back over. Yeah. Oh, you want to Palm Bay. Oh, and Orlando. I'm going to Orlando in a few. In a couple, I'll say, in a month or so. I used to live outside of Orlando, you know. So it's the Bimini Island they take you to. The water is so blue, bro. $147 to go over there. That's nice. 147 from Miami to Bemini, and you spend the day over there, and then you take the ferry back. Yeah, next time I think this is what I'm gonna do the next, and I go to Florida. Let me show you guys. Hold on. So you get a golf cart when you go on the island, though. Once you come off the ferry, you get a golf cart, and you can stay over there or you can catch the ferry back. But it's good to go to Bahamas and just spend like a day. They don't. I don't think spending more than 2 days over there is, and then you still come back to Florida. Have conch. They have a lot of conch that you can order and stuff like that. Fish. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I have a next trip to plan. Yes. My husband always be talking about Bimini, but like I think this is something I'm gonna do for real. You still get to go to Florida and then you go to Bimini. Have you ever had fried conch? Cause it tastes good. I don't like conch, but I have conch fritters over there. It's so good. Look at the beach, how beautiful it is. And you can stay in a Airbnb if you go on the island. You don't really have to go to a hotel. Cause this lady, she didn't stay. She just went over there for the day, and then she come back over for the you know. Let me see which port ferry. Yeah, as long as you book the trip before. This is definitely a good way to reset. Yeah, Florida is beautiful. I just didn't like the pace, but I moved from Jamaica, I moved to Florida, so it was like it was like I was still in Jamaica. I just never, I don't know. Probably when I get older, probably that's something I can accept. Oh, it's Fort Lauderdale. Oh, Fort Lauderdale. You'd have to go outside of Fort Lauderdale. I think I'm gonna do that. Some people take a day trip. Some people take. Oh yeah, I lived outside of Orlando. I was I was like 45 minutes away from Orlando. So I was like more in the retired state. I used to be in the villages. That's where a lot of older people come and retire. So it was just like movie, golf carts, it was just so slow. I don't know. It wasn't for me. But I'm gonna go. Yeah. Guys, don't forget to tap the screen. I'm not in the kitchen today. But the beach in the Bahamas is beautiful. Yeah, it feels like Jamaica. It was like I never left Jamaica. Where I was staying, it's like I was still in Jamaica. I did not feel a difference. Mm-mm. But once I moved to Maryland, I was like, yes, this is home. From my very first day in Maryland, I know this was home. I felt it. I felt connected. You know, like I would definitely go to Florida to spend like 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a time. But like at the time, I was young. I was very young. So I just, that was not something, that was not something that was on my, thing to do. I'm gonna make ChatGPT plan a trip for me. That's how ChatGPT is, you know. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. I'm not driving to Florida, bro. Okay. So it says that to book a trip, then you take a flight from here. You take a flight from Maryland. From Maryland to where? From Maryland, oh, you can go in Miami or you can go to Fort Lauderdale. So, oh, you can go either or. No, I want from the ferry. So ChatGPT is so good. All right. All right. So you take a flight from Maryland to Fort Lauderdale. And then from the Fort Lauderdale ferry to Bimini. You reach in Bimini in 2 hours. Oh, that's cool. I thought when I told ChatGPT to make a reservation for me to go to Bimini, it would put the hotel and recommendations. It didn't do that. You look like you got to tell ChatGPT to the details, bro. Are you living in Maryland though? Are you living in Virginia? Oh, I'm in Maryland. I'm in Maryland. Yeah. And they have snorkeling. You can go visit the wreck, the shipwreck, dolphin excursion, a lot of things over there. But I think that should definitely be the next trip. Flights, ferry. Look, like I gotta tell ChatGPT everything. And hotel. My favorite airport to travel out of is BWI. I really don't like DC airport. We're neighbors. We are neighbors. We're literally neighbors. So that means you can do my hair. Send me a message on Instagram. We are neighbors. And you know, I went to Nadine the other day and the whole of my hair tear out. The whole of my hair tear out. And I didn't know that you are right there. Waited 6 hours to get my hair done. And we are neighbors. Next door to each other. So the little girl that passed, classic, she lives where you live. So our parents live. They live in Lanham. Yeah. Hi, Omar. How are you? I'm happy to know that. Do you follow me on Instagram, Classic? If you don't follow me, let me follow you back. Because you can do my hair, girl. You can do my hair. Um, yeah, so it says to take a flight from it's all the airports, but for me, um, I'll say BWI. Say take to BWI, and then BWI into Fort Lauderdale. Oh, I went through this port, Hollywood. I went through this port when I was going to Bahamas the last time. So you go into Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood Airport. So I went through this airport. I went on a cruise to Bahamas. That's the airport I went through. API New Week to you. Oh, happy New Week. Same to you, Amar. Same to you. Okay, and then from the Fort Lauderdale port, then you take the Bel Air to Alistown, Bimini. Okay, and then you stay in a resort. You can spend 2 days to stay in a resort, and then you come back. Okay. I think they say you can only stay on the island for like 2 days unless you know somebody there. Like the hotel's only booked for like 2 days. As you grab Ghana to ski, you're much hap like number 4. All right. So is your name the same? Is your name the same on there? Are you Classic on there too? Girl. Oh, I found you. All right. Yeah, sending you a message. Cool. Great. Look at life. I just sent you a message and followed you. Look at life. And blessed and life. You know, I saw a lady, you were doing her hair, a Jamaican lady, and I was like, why does that lady look so familiar? Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Yes, my husband is cooking. My husband is cooking. I like the week install here. Yes. I said, oh, the lady looks so familiar. Until she's from Jamaica. I was like, she look familiar. Never know. Yes, Cheryl, how are you? How is the weather down there? Now, the last time I spoke to you, you said that you guys had a freak storm down there that messed up your roof. Small world, Classic. Very small world. We live in a small world. Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine. You know, I was going to before Nadine reached that big salon. I used to go to her when she just opened up here. I used to go to her. I used to take my kids, whatever. And then the last time I went to her was like 3.5 years ago, and I don't know if they did my hair too tight. The entire my ear side came out and never came back. So I was like, I was not going back because after a while when people start having too much customers, then the quality kind of like go down. And so Nadine wasn't when I used to go, she used to be there, but after a while, then you don't really see her in the shop anymore. And I was like, I'm not going back. But I took my kids there to get their hair done, but I just never went back until I was supposed to do my hair when I was going on vacation. And my daughter was in school, and I was like, I need my hair done. I really, really need my hair done. I went there to get my hair sewn, and nobody there did sewing. So I literally had to sit and wait for like 6 hours for them to call somebody to come sewing my hair. Because they only do like braiding and stuff. And I was like, look how close you are. I don't even know. I thought you were in another state. I don't know. Somehow I thought you were in Canada. But I love that. I love that you're right there. I love it, love it, love it. Yep. Time goes by so fast. Yeah, but I'm really gonna look into. So you go to Foodway Classic, cause that's where I go. That's where I get. That's where I get my food. I get my food at Foodway. Or where do you shop for? Where do you shop for international food? Oh, I live in America. I only started my business last year, though. Okay. Oh, me too. Me too. I go to Shoppers sometimes, but not as much because I save more when I go to Giant. Mhm. I rather Giant or Safeway, but Safeway don't really have everything that I want. Giant more have everything that I want. Good morning, Tina. How are you? Giant more to have everything that I want. But like I go to Foodway to get my bananas and stuff. Yes, my husband is cooking. It is our day off. We are off together. I was supposed to go out in service today, but I was running late and I wasn't going out with my service group, so I was like, let me just chill because I have to take my daughter to school after. Classic is saying hello, Trina. Yes. So I take a break off live because boy, life was just getting to me, literally getting to me. And I took a break off of it, but I still post. But I don't know if you guys see that I was posting, but I was just posting like how I normally post. So I kind of took a break, but I just didn't want my followers to think, hey, I'm gone. So I kind of just do random stuff, but I was literally on a break, like a break. Trina says hello, O'Neill. He says hello. Yeah. So I was literally on a break because I was contemplating whether I should do live or I shouldn't do live anymore. So I do a Friday night game show live, in which I do love. And I still kept that up. But like the regular live, like the cooking live and so forth, I kind of like, you know, oh, you're trying to do it every Monday. Okay, that's good. That's a good start. So now, so me, the only scheduled live that I have is on Friday night, my Friday night live show where we play the game. But I don't really have a scheduled live. Like, I just, I don't want to put myself in that type of routine anymore because let me tell you, when you're doing something for fun, it's like you enjoy doing it. But when money start getting involved, and it's like sometimes you can lose the passion for what you're doing. And in the month of was it June? In the month of June, somebody sent some super chat on my live. A YouTuber sent some super chat on my live. And in August, I was supposed to get paid. I think not August. No, it was what? May. Is it May? Yeah, in May, somebody sent some super chat. In July was supposed to be my I Spain month on YouTube. And all of a sudden, I realized that my account went in a deficit. And I was like, why? What happened? I didn't know what happened. I was like, I had all this money in my account, and then all of a sudden the money is gone. And so when I reached out to YouTube, YouTube told me, hey, somebody had sent some super chat to your live. And I guess they waited 2 or 3 months. And then, when people send super chat to you, if they send $100, YouTube take like $30 and you get 70, right? Or YouTube take 40 and you get 60. However, they did a refund on the super chat that they sent. Okay. And so now I owe YouTube $100. Keep in mind, yes, they basically, it's not $100, it's more than that, but keep in mind, if they send me $100, YouTube already took their money. And then they say that they didn't make the purchase of the super chats. No, I gotta pay back YouTube $100, even though I didn't get $100. So it took all my money. It took all my money, all my money. And I was so mad. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing live anymore. I said, I was asking the lady, is there a way I could just block super chats so nobody don't send me super chats? And she's like, no, you can block it, but it's really not good for it. It's just somebody was trying to sabotage my channel. That's just all it is. People go length and means. So the YouTuber who sent it to me it's a faceless YouTuber. I knew exactly who it was because they let me know. But it's a faceless person. That person never ever posts. So it could be anybody behind that, right? Hi Betty, how are you? It could be anybody behind that channel. You don't know who's behind it. But I'm like, it was just a way to sabotage my channel and for me to stop doing YouTube, And I was like, you know what? Let me find another way. Let me do long form videos. And find another way to be more creative that I don't really have to be on live like that. But one thing I missed from my live is like the interaction with the people. Because when you're on live, it's like you get to interact with your followers. You get to talk to them. You get to, like, I just got a plug with Classic, right? On a regular, if she was on our live, probably she wouldn't say, so when I'm on her live, I can talk to her, but probably certain things she wouldn't say on our live. But she come on my live, she will say. You understand what I'm saying? So that type of interaction I did miss with my people. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make them stop me from doing my YouTube. I'm going to do it. And eventually the bad apples, they will follow. They follow. They follow. Yeah, you miss the interaction. Because when you post videos, sometimes they do watch. And you know what I get to realize? I've been looking for some people. I was like, hey, like, there's this girl, Canada, or Fly with Sky, I think is Watch Queen daughter. And I was like, I haven't seen her post. But she did post, I just didn't see it. What I get to realize is even though I follow the person, you gotta hit all so you can get the update when they post. So they'll post, but you really, really don't see them that they really posted. So you have to go back and you have to go look for the person to make sure that they actually post and stuff like that, you know? So now I was like, okay, let me ensure that everybody that I follow that I really want to watch, then I have them on all so that if they post something, it actually come up on my screen. I'm able to see. But hey, I think that break did good because I came back. I think Sunday was one of my first days cooking back in a long time. And there's so many people. I had like 1,600 views. And I didn't have the video on monetization. I didn't because I was just like, okay, let me just go out here just to say hi, whatever. I didn't even know the live was gonna be that long. But it happened. You see, when you get to realize that, hey, you people do miss you. And you're not gonna make one bad situation just make you just stop altogether. Sorry guys, he's filing the knife. You know how Jamaican men are. They always have to make sure so them knives sharp. And he literally have the old time file filing the knife. Yeah. So so I'm happy I'm able to come back out here and just do something. I'm gonna get back on my shorts like that, I'm gonna get back into doing the shorts and stuff. But for now, I haven't. My husband did some he did some hold on. Delicious. I don't know if you guys love papaya, but I do. I don't know what type of health benefits it has, but me just love it. I know the seeds can be used as like detox. Bye, Classic. See you later. Thank you for stopping by. Check my message. The papaya seed is like a cleanse. So if you want to deworm and stuff, you can eat some of the seeds and it definitely deworm you. So that's sometimes I just eat some of the seeds so I could just, like cleanse my body of parasites and stuff. And I give the girls because it says like with their menstrual cramp, it's really, really good. It likes kind of help reduces the cramps. But it's not the best tasting. I give Gabby and Gabby chew it up. I'm like, Gabby, no, chew it up, swallow it. I was like, girl, don't chew up the thing. She's like, Mommy, it's nasty. I'm like, it's gonna be nasty if you chew it up. Just swallow the seeds. So I'm really, really, really on a health regime now as to where I am eating more cleaner, eating more healthier. Like in the morning time, I drink moringa tea every morning. I drink moringa tea. It says it's helped to flushes and detox your body. It's like a cleanse. So I make sure I always have the moringa tea. And let me show you some other stuff that I have that I've been taking. So I've been taking this thing called chlorophyll. So like for women over 40, it is so so good because it helps to like detox the brain, you know? Once we hit premenopausal stage, we start to have like brain fogs, and I bought some for my mom too as well. Start having brain fogs, have circulation problems, and so forth. So this now literally it's like a deodorant for your brain. So it has ashwagandha. So when you take it, you realize that you have more energy because you know once you're over 40, you stop having as much energy. It has spirulina. Spirulina is so so good for you, especially women, and chlorella. So because it has chlorella and ashwagandha is just for strength, and the fungi Greek, so that's what you call it, fungreek, Greek. I take one. I try to take one like every day. And I have seen where I start having more energy, you know? Cuz I realize once I start going going over 40, you get to realize that the energy level is not the same. And another thing is because um I don't drink milk. Never have. Don't like milk. I will I will drink it in something, but it's never something that I really like. So the doctor recommend that I take magnesium because it supports the muscles. You get to realize once you get over 40, you start having like muscle issues. You start having your knees start hurt, your feet start hurt. Things that never used to hurt in your 20s or 30s to start hurt. Like for me, oh my God, I will be running, skipping, hopping, dancing. You guys know I love to dance, right? However, all of a sudden I just start having knee issue. I was asking the doctors, like, how could that happen? It's like, hey, once you hit over 40, you start losing the muscles. You do. And the first thing the doctor asked me, are you taking supplements? I don't know. It's like, no. They were like, hey, your body needs supplements. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a Jamaican thing. A Jamaican will be like, hey, we can get our supplements from our food. Yeah, you can, but sometimes your body don't really just get it like that, you know? So you have to sometimes just intake it. Like if you're low iron, you can use things to supplement iron, but depends on how low iron your body is, then you won't just get it like that. So I have now learned to start. Hold on, let me show you the fish over here. I have now learned to start supplementing my stuff. So he's cleaning up the fish right here. Yeah. I've learned how to start taking supplements. Because while you can get the supplements from your food and stuff, you still need to take the supplements in their body. And I've learned the hard way. I've learned the hard way. I just need to stay on schedule. That's the thing with me. I'll start taking it and then I forget and don't stay on schedule. So he's doing the snapper. The snapper you call them or pirate? I don't know. I think it's snapper. Red snapper. Yep. So that has been working for me to eliminate the water weight. What I've done is, because I haven't been exercising a lot. So what I've done is I have reduced the amount of bread that I eat, the amount of wheat, and I kind of like stay more to. I kind of stay away from red meat. I still eat red meat, but not a lot anymore. Because guys, I used to love eating red meat. So I use like fish, salmon, vegetables, and I lost 5 pounds. The doctor asked me, "Are you working out?" And I was like, honestly, I used to do Pilates, but I injured my knee and I stopped. And no, I've not been exercising. I've not been walking. My clothes start fitting back. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Betty said, yes, I start do supplements since I started my online shop. It's doing great for me. Oh, really? Yeah. The thing is with me with supplements is I just need to remember to stay consistent. So I will do the supplement, I will have it, I will take it for 2, 3 days straight, and then the next day I forget. Yeah, I forget. But what I get to realize is with me doing, I take zincs too. With me doing a lot of zinc, and I give Gabby a lot of zinc. Once I start taking zinc, I reduces the amount of cold that I get. So for me to get a common cold like that, I don't get it as much because I do take the zinc. And the doctor told me that we should eat curry at least once a week. And if we're not eating curry at least once a week in our diet, to take the turmeric. So I have the turmeric because the turmeric reduces inflammation in your body. And so I have some turmeric pills that I take, but sometimes I chew them because they're like gummies and it makes my tongue and my teeth yellow. So I have to learn to just swallow, cut it up in bites and just swallow it. And so, yeah. But my husband, he does a lot of honey. Like, no, he buy crazy amount of honey, organic honey. So we had gotten some in Dominica, but the Dominica one is done. But he buy the organic honey by bulk, and with the ginger and garlic, and he soaks them in a jar, guys. Oh my God, I don't take it though. I don't take that one. He soaks them, and when I tell you, it tastes so bad. But he takes at least a teaspoon of it every day, in which honestly I think is good. I think it's really, really good for you. But I just don't like the smell. I don't like the smell of it. No, no, no. But the older we get, our body is more prone to infections and stuff. I have a friend that I work with at my job. He had gotten sick and he had COVID, but he got over the COVID. I didn't even know that the man is not here. I literally thought I saw him like last week. Because when they told me, I was like, I saw him last week. They're like, oh no, you didn't see him last week. I was like, yeah, I did. I saw him in the hallway. So he had COVID. He got over COVID and he had a cold. And I guess the cold turned into pneumonia. And so he had walking pneumonia and he lost his life. He's in his 40s, guys. But I literally thought I saw him last week. They're like, no, when you went on vacation, he passed that same week. So I had to check my email at work, and the email came on and said, yes, that's the week he passed. But I could have swear I saw him last week. I don't know. I saw him one time. I don't know. Is that the last month I saw him in the hallway where we spoke? So I'm not taking this whole. Can you imagine? How are you? When we're kids and you have a cold and it's nothing. When you start getting older, having a common cold is a big thing. It is a big thing. And a lot of older people really don't take it seriously, especially men. Like being young with a cold is okay, but being old with a cold is something totally different. Older. I wouldn't say old, but older. You know? I was so sorry to hear that. I was like, what? You know somebody and you know somebody so good. and tragedy like that strike, it makes you start like, have you ever known that you go to a funeral, and when you leave the funeral, you come back and you start making lifestyle changes, especially if somebody died from a sickness? I think that's what happened when I found out pneumonia. I was like, pneumonia? I had pneumonia so many times. I was like, he died from that? That is crazy. So I was like, I don't want to get no cold, especially coming up to winter season. A guy that I work with, he's in his 40s, but a few years ago, he was battling cancer. He got over it, and that was it. So he had gotten COVID, and he got COVID because COVID is on the rise now in the US. It's a different strain though, but it's on the rise. Because our household just went through it like 2 weeks ago. Our office in St. Pete's, that's in Florida, the entire office has COVID. They're all out. So I guess. But the way this strain of COVID come on, it start off like, it start off like an allergy. Your nose start running, your eyes get watery, and you start sneezing, and it makes you have a cough. So you would never ever think to go to the doctor for COVID, because especially now the season about to change, you're gonna think that like you have allergy. So everybody who has it, they believe that they have allergy. Like my household have it, and everybody was like, oh, we're having an allergy reaction because it's almost fall, until go to the doctor to find out that it's not allergy. Okay, so a lot of persons have it, and they're like, oh, all of a sudden my nose start running, my eyes is watery, I'm having allergy. So they just overlook it. I think that's what might have happened to him, but I know that he knows that he had COVID, and then he got over it. I remember I saw him in the hallway, and he was saying that he got over it and stuff. I didn't hear a cough or anything. So to hear that he passed from pneumonia, it was like weird. It was weird. And I said, I guess once you start getting older, you got to take a common cold, like very, very serious. Because back in the days, a common cold was nothing. But now that you're older, a common cold is a big, big thing. So I'm taking all the supplements that I can. And you know what I wish I had here, as in Jamaica? You have a thing called fever grass. Anybody know? No, not fever grass, leaf of life. Anybody know that tree? In Jamaica, when you have a cold and you drink leaf of life, or you beat it up, squeeze it out, and put some salt into it, and take a teaspoon of it, your cold is gone. Oh, you have it? Yeah, it's so good. Where do you live, Miss Betty? It is so good, because I remember as a kid, I used to have real bad cold. And my aunt used to just beat it up, like she would literally put it in a white cloth and beat it up so hard. Squeeze out. It's not a lot of juice that comes out of it. Oh, you live in Jamaica. Okay. Squeeze it out. Not a lot of juice come out of it. And then she put a little salt in it. It doesn't matter. Good morning, Watch Queen. How are you? I was just watching Sky. I was like, oh, I don't see her no more. So I looked up her videos, and I saw her. I saw she wasn't feeling well the other day. Chill. Yeah. So she used to beat up the leaf of life and squeeze it out. And she put a little salt and you take a teaspoon of that, the best cold medicine. Oh, my husband is steaming some fish for lunch. When I tell you it's the best cold medicine, it's the best cold medicine there is, bro. You said I plant it. Said my neighbor benefit from it when he had the cold. And see, I wish I had somebody. I wish I had somebody close by who had some leaf alive, because I know I would have literally keep it inside in the winter time, because that is the best cold medicine there ever is. I think the next time I visit Jamaica, I'm gonna have some beat up and squeeze out and put in a little jar and take back. Cause it's good, man. Real good. That's the benefit of living in Jamaica. And you get to have the luxuries of natural remedies, you know? Natural remedies that you can apply and help yourself with. All right, guys, these are about to start now. You can help yourself with, you can get better from, you know, boost your immune system. My grandmother was an herbalist. But boy, when I tell you this lady don't take care of herself, I mean, she don't take care of herself. She would help so many people to get better. But she has diabetes and she eat whatever she wants. She don't follow nothing that the doctor tells her. She said, we all have to die from something. But she was so good with helping others to stay healthy, you know? But I'm making that lifestyle change for me. Because here baby, here's some more paper towel. I'm making that lifestyle change for me because I'm not doing what the things that I see my grandmother did. I'm not doing that. I'm reversing diabetes. I'm reversing hypertension. I'm reversing all of that by making that I think Classic left already. By making that lifestyle change in my life. You know? Because when I saw that guy that I work with, and everybody was like, oh my God, you know what? The funny part about it is, the moment I asked, no, I didn't ask for him. My coworker beside me told me that, hey, you know, this person passed. And I was like, what? I was like, no, I just saw him last week. He literally had a funeral Saturday. And I was told on Tuesday that he passed. So I didn't even go. And one thing I can tell you, these workers, these employers, you pass today, tomorrow your job is on the market, bro. And 99.9% of the time, you could do 40, 50 years with them. They will not come to your funeral. They will not. Not coming to your funeral. I'm like, how do you do that? I don't even know. Because literally, I didn't even know that he... Oh, yeah. Like, I lost 3 persons in my office. 3. One of the ladies, I was asking one of my friends, this seems to me like last year, but she's like, that's 2 years ago. I'm like, remember this girl we used to work with and she passed? When did she bury? And they're like, we don't know. We just heard that she was no longer with us, and that was it. No moment of silence, no nothing, no. Like, in America, it's different, bro. I was telling her that in Jamaica, if you work with somebody and they passed, like literally, you could know in the office that your coworker just passed. I know, send flowers, send a card, something. Over here, It seems like the people that you work with, they are so different, bro. Mm, they are so different. Somebody will be sick and they'll be sick for months. No card, no nothing. Just they don't even talk about you. Once you're not producing, they don't remember you. What a world, boy. Hello, how are you, Sarah Fine? When I said these people are cold, these people are cold. I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know. I know one of the girls that at my job, she passed. I went to her funeral. I know she had a daughter. So I took her daughter and her mama card. I really think that's the right thing to do. If you work with somebody over 10 years and the person passed, just as they pass, that's how the relationship just ends. Like, boy, I need to have that type of heart. But that's how Americans are. Most of them. They are different. You pass, you just passed. No funerals, no cards, no condolences. No. At least in the Caribbean, they come to your night and you sing out. And one thing with Caribbean people, when you lose somebody, I don't care if nobody in the community talks to you. They all come around. They play dominoes. Even if they never talk to you. They have music just to make the family feel like, hey, even though we didn't talk, a person, you lost somebody and we're here for you. They don't physically say we're here for you, but you realize that a lot of people come around, especially, say for instance, you are grave digging, the whole community come out and they help, and you don't have to pay anybody. Over here, all you gotta do is to go to the funeral and they don't come. They don't come, they don't send cards, they don't nothing. They don't talk about you no more. Boy. I never ever want to be like that. Never. Are they like that in Canada? Watch screen? At work, I mean, if you're in a smaller situation, here in Canada, the same. No one cares to replace you. Oh my God. Is it a first world country thing? I would want somebody else who live in a first world country to tell me if that's how it is. If somebody passed at your job, do they act the same way? Because Caribbean people don't do that. We don't do that. Somebody pass at work, the whole office show up at the funeral. The whole office is buying cards, and you can know that somebody lost their life. Here they act like you never exist. You never exist. You're no longer among the living. You no longer exist. You don't talk. They don't talk about you. They don't care if you even buried. Like, what a cold world, bro. In the island is different. Yes. In the island, as I said, I've known people who don't talk to nobody in the community. They don't talk to you. They walk past you. They never said anything to you. Never. But if you pass, the whole community, they'll come to your house. They'll put tarpaulin. They'll have a table with dominoes. And they're there till late in the night. Right? That sometimes even the family have to provide food for them. But honestly, that is comforting to the family. It shows that even though they may not have spoken to the person, it's so different. Like my grandfather, where we're from, he used to live where we lived, but he moved like probably 10 miles out, like way far away from where we live. And I tell you, once he passed, the whole community came to my family yard, and they played dominoes, they all kind of stuff. There was so much support, bro. There was so much support from the community. Up until even going to the funeral, we didn't even know that so many people would turn out, that we had one bus, and what we had to do was we had to go get a whole nother bus. We had to go get a whole nother bus to take people, because we didn't even know so many people is gonna come out and support. And you're in a first world country where you think that life is way much better. People should be a little bit more compassionate. And I'm like, is it because we have all these bills why people become so less passionate about each other? What about the love, you know? What happened to that? We don't love each other no more? What about I love you, I care about you? You know, we're together. I don't know. This world is so different, bro. Classic Watch Queen says, yes, that's so true. In the Caribbean, they're more support. Yeah, they're more support, and it helps the family to, it's not like it's take away the grief, but it helps you to grieve. Because when I went to Jamaica, my grandmother, I say till today, to me, my grandmother is still living. Because I don't think I got to grieve. I said the story all the time. When I came on the train, one day I was coming from work, my husband to pick me up, and I was crying like crazy, and I couldn't figure out why I was crying. Because when I was in Jamaica, there was so much support for the funeral that I forget that I went to a funeral. Can you imagine? Says, yes, Jamaica is so different. Everyone turned up, and all they don't know the person. Yes, they don't know the person, and you got so much support at the funeral and at the dead yard. So much support here. You would cry. I see why people take so long to get over their love. Not saying that you can replace your loved one, but why they deal with grief so hard? Because they're suffering by themselves, and all they said to do is go to therapy. Go to therapy. That's it. Like literally, my neighbor across from us passed. Like literally passed. And how I know that my neighbor passed is because I saw the body bag coming out of the house. Nobody said how the neighbor passed or anything. And he even buried. We didn't even get no details, nothing. And you know, you don't want to be preppy and up in people's business. But I'm like, in Jamaica, something like that happened. Your neighbor who you see all the time pass. When you see them outside, they be like, oh, you know, that passed or this person passed, whatever. They don't tell you. They don't tell you that nobody passed. They just do their own stuff, and that's it, bro. That's it. And honestly, that guy was such a nice guy, you know? But I'm like, hey, I'm not going to get in these people's business. That's their culture. That's how they do things. So let me just leave them alone, you know? But it hurts me to know I work with somebody. You have been working with the person for over 14 years, 20 years. The person passed. And not even a card to the loved one. Not even some flowers. Nothing. And that's why I stay close to Jehovah's people, because some way or another you have to be among people who show love, you know, who genuinely care for the person, genuinely care for others. Because I have a friend, she's 62, and she told me, she said, you know, the other day we had a conversation. She said, I'm going back home. And I was like, why? She's like, I'm not staying here. I'm not staying here. She said, I want to spend my latter years in my country because there is more compassion there, you know? People care about each other more. And real talk, she said, people care about each other more. And she was telling me, you know, her mom passed, and she wasn't there when her mom passed, but she said the community came out and they were so together. She said by the time she got there, she forgot that she actually went to put her mom away, you know, to send her mom home. And I was like, she said, I know here if I pass, nobody, not even the people them that I work with, they probably wouldn't even show up. And I was like, you know, that's real. That is real. Because it's new to me. It is absolutely new to me to see people act so cold towards each other. It's absolutely, you'll work with somebody and they mate into a car wreck, paralyzed or something. Nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. It's like, okay, that person is they're on FMLA or they got disabled in a wreck, and that's it. They just say that and just nothing like, hey, how could I reach out to this person? How could I send a card? How could I send flowers? How could I send a meal while that person is recovering? They don't do that. Nuh-uh. No. I am doing a lot of thinking about going back home. Yeah, she said she told her kids, she says her home that she has, she said it doesn't have an inside bathroom. But she told her kids that she is going to, they're gonna renovate the home for her, because she's been telling them that I don't want to stay here. I don't. And I was like, why? You know, you get better health care here, whatever. She said just the thought of how people are. Thank you. Anila said your fish looking good. Thank you. Just the thought about how people are, you really don't want to spend your latter days. Yesterday I saw Hamilton, because my kids, they're big musical fans, right? And one of the things that they said about Hamilton, he's from St. Kitts. Oh, so, okay. One thing they said about him, like, hey, the foreigners are gonna get the work done. We are gonna get the work done. So they just see us as, hey, if you give them a task, they'll get the work done. That's it. If you want the work done, just get some foreigners. They're gonna do it. Okay? But when it comes on to compassion against us, if they don't even care about themselves, how are they gonna care about us? So we can't say because of our culture, of how we are as a people in our culture, that people in the first world country are gonna do the same way. They're not. They're not. They're not. They really don't. And it's so crazy. So crazy. Some people, some older people end up dying alone. They die alone. They didn't die from sickness or anything. They die from loneliness because other people don't talk to them. They have to go to a restaurant to have somebody to talk to them. They have to go to the library or to the park to just have human interaction. In the Caribbean, oh no. They sit outside, everybody pass. Say, hey, hi grandma, hey, how are you? Good morning. You know. But then we got to think about it. This is a first world country. And people don't have time to even care if you sit in there or not. They walk past you like they didn't even see. Some people, they be out in the park sitting down and you pass them there 10 times. Sometimes some of them end up even losing their life and people don't even know that they're sitting there. What kind of fish? It is snapper. Snapper. You don't even realize that the person is sitting there just to pass and to say hello. Because sometimes these people, all they need is just human interaction. They just want somebody to say hello to them. They just want somebody to say hi to them. In the Caribbean, you don't get that, man. You just don't get that. You're taking public transportation in the Caribbean. once an older person comes in the bus or we don't have train, but any form of public transportation, once somebody is pregnant or elderly, it's automatic. You have to get up and give them the seat. Here, oh my God, you'll see these old people bending over. Nobody looking at them. Like, boy. I don't know, Urbana is snapper. I don't know if it's the Caribbean Sea that the islands are surrounded by while we are so compassionate. Oh boy. I believe if you don't care about the older generation and the new generation that's coming in this world, what do you really care about? Because it can't be about money and bills. Because if that's the way to live, that is truly not the way. And I can understand why a lot of people have decided that their latter part of their years, they don't want to remain in this country. Because it's like a hustle everywhere. Nobody cares. Exactly, Wash Queen. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, and it's so sad. It's so sad. Because this is a question I asked about the guy at my job. I was like, oh, so I didn't hear about it. Because honestly, if I heard about it, that he passed, I would have been at the funeral. I'm like, did you guys go to the funeral? They'd be like, oh no. Like, no, in like 2 minutes. Like, nope. Did you guys go to the wake? Nope. Like, how do you guys do that? Like, how? I'm telling you. I was watching Ayamara. I don't know if you guys watch it in Kenya. I was watching this video. And there is this older lady, they call her Grandma, and Brian. And the way the community came out to help Grandma when Ayamara stepped in, it was amazing to watch, you know? And Grandma plant corn. And one of the questions that somebody asked was, now that Ayamara is there to help Grandma to get these guys to reap or maize, when they weren't here, who helped her? And you know what the younger kid says? We all pitch in and help Grandma to reap our maize. And that's the same thing with in Jamaica, and I would believe other Caribbean countries. You have an elderly person, they live alone. Somebody will go get water for them. Somebody would go to the shop for them. So what you get to realize is a lot of older people, they live alone. You know, you watch him sometimes. Yeah, he's a pretty good friend of mine. You know, so what you get to realize is they'll get water for you because you're older. If you're sick, they'll come and boil tea and make porridge and stuff like that for you. And even though they're not related to you, that's just how Caribbean people are. They care about the elderly a lot. A whole lot. And they are the first to know that you are no longer here. Because if you're gone, they're going to say, oh, we don't see Mr. John. But knock on him door and see if you hear him. You know, the first thing the little kids are going to tell you first that Mr. John didn't come out this morning. You know? And I'm telling you, congrats, Mom. That lady raised a very good son, bro. Let me tell you, she raised, even though they're giving him such a hard time, you know, once you're doing good, you're gonna get a hard time. Because you have, I was saying to him one day, I was having some difficulties on here. And I asked him, how you deal with it? Because for me, it's It's getting real. I said I'm not even making that much for me to be going through a hard time on here. And he said, just don't stop. He said, once you start realizing that there are a lot of noise around you, you're doing something good. Don't stop. Don't stop. They make a page about this man and his family just to stop the work that he's doing. And he gets the donation and he put it exactly where it needs to be. And he feed the kids. And if you come to him and you ask him about YouTube, he gonna tell you. He said he's not taking nothing away from him. How do I start my channel? He's gonna tell you. If you come to Ayamara right now and you put the camera in front of his face and say, hey, say something, he's gonna say. He's not gonna be like, take the camera out my face. You know? Take the camera out my face because, hey, I'm popular. I am popular, so you are not. He treats everybody in his village the same way. Everybody. You want to start a channel? He give you a shout out. His wife even had to tell him, you need to stop making so much people come. And she tell him right now. And by tomorrow, Ayamara go back to go start helping the whole community all over again. Like nobody just warned him about what he's going through. He'll help them. They'll talk bad things about him. I'm telling you, I watched his live yesterday, man. And I tell you, I cried like 10 times. I told him, I said, Mara, I literally cried like 10 times. Watching what he has done for a woman who all her entire life lived on the dirt. She don't know nothing more than living. She lived in a dirt house her entire life. Her husband, her children passed. And she has a lot of land. So that is wealth, but she lived in a mud house her entire life. And for him to build a home for her, all he had to do was just build a 1-bedroom house for her. But you know what? He built a home for her like he was building a home for himself. When Ayamara go out, when you send money to Ayamara to buy something for somebody, he go buy it like he's buying for himself. You know, some people say, oh, don't buy that for them because they're not used to that. Ayamara buy it like he's buying for himself. He buys the best. And I'm like, that guy, and he's not even 1 million followers on YouTube and making so much wave on YouTube. And that's what I'm telling you. It's not what you're doing. You could be the best person in the world, bro. Doesn't mean you will get all the attention you need, but you will get the negative attention. But the positive ones, it's hard to come by. And no matter what people say about him, he consistently go. He posts every day. He never stops. Never stops. There's too much jealous people around him though. All right, you see that? There is too much jealous. I don't know how. I think it's literally God who's protecting that man. I really think it's God who's protecting him. Because even though he's around so much jealousy, and you know you would think that that will harm him or that will stop him, he survives around them. I don't know how. He literally survives around them. I see it too. I literally see the jealousy around him. But he's always willing to help. Always willing to help. And you will never ever see him. You will never, even if right now, if he follows you and you're following him and you ask him a question, he'll answer. He'll give you the answer. Hey, I'm a YouTuber. I'm going through this. He's going to give you the answer. He's not gatekeeping anything. Nothing. I was like, genuine people are still here, bro. There's still genuine people in this world. And as long as we care for the elderly, the lonely ones, the widow, the orphans. God will bless us. Give me this, baby. God will bless us. Just be kind. I am following the whole family. I don't even think they follow you back. Oh no. No, no, no. They don't follow you. Mara will follow you, but the rest of them, they won't. Congrats mom don't really know much about YouTube. She just do it because of her kids. You know, you know how older people are. She just do it because of her kids. But I really think Mara got his heart from his mom, because his mom has similar traits to him. His mom and his stepfather is big on development and developing the community, and his stepfather really believes in that. So I think his underlying background to them, they play some influential parts. But Mara, it doesn't matter who you are, he is willing to help you, and he never act like he's ever better than his village that he's from or the people in his village, despite of how he is. Hi Simone, how are you? And I like that about him. I like that's one thing I like about him, and I pray hopefully he's not stepping on. Yes, grandma, congrats mom is very, very quiet. She blesses all of her children. It doesn't matter if you're doing well. I see she went to Winnie's shop and she prayed over Winnie's shop, and she was just so proud of Winnie, just how Winnie was doing her business. So it didn't show. It shows that it's not because you are making the most money why she's gonna love you. She loves them all. She loves all of her children. She supports all of her children, and I love that about them. And she always includes God in everything. In everything. But to see Brian went over to Ayamara's house to steal, and you think somebody, just imagine somebody come to your house and steal, and instead of calling the police to lock them up, you investigated their background to see where they come from, who's their mother, who's their father, and find out that where this little kid come from, he's an orphan and his grandmother is a widow. And instead of calling the police to lock him up, you highlighted his story on your channel and get millions of people to send you over 5 million Kenyan dollars to build him a home and to give him a better life and put him back in school. It's not easy for somebody to do that. Yes, D Mango started a business for the sister. But one thing he gave up, Mara built a house for his mom and dad. The first money he gets, he built his parents a home. He didn't build himself something. He didn't buy a car. Mara didn't buy a car until his house is finished and his mom have their house and everything is done. That's when he bought a car. He never did. Car was the last thing on his mind. He was so focused. And he said, if you want to be successful on YouTube, I don't care what it is, post every day. Post every day. It's not easy to post every day, because I tell you, while I took a break, I was like, I still got to post. I still got to post. I got to post something. I'm not doing YouTube, but I still got to post something, you know? And I really admired that. I really admired that about him. I really admire how he give back to his people. I admire his generosity. Yes, she did. She bought the furnitures. Mara didn't care about the furnitures. He just built. All Mara did, he built his parents a home because they were living in the same condition as no, I think they were a little more upgraded condition than grandma now. But he built them the home, and he, you know, it's a guy, so he don't really care about furniture. It's like if it wasn't for Roselle, Probably the furnitures that would be in Mara's house would be like, Mara remind me of my husband. He just go pick out furniture. He just go pick out stuff. Like I remember upstairs when in our closet, my husband's closet is not done, and the reason why his closet is not done, I said, babes, I'm gonna redo the closet. You know what he says? Leave mines because I'm gonna buy 2 chest of drawer and put in there. And I said, are you sure? And he's like, yes, don't worry about my closet. I'm going to buy 2 chests of drawer and put in there. I said, okay, no problem. So I went and I did my closet. I did my closet. And when he saw my closet, no, he could have asked me if I couldn't do his closet like that. No, go buy your 2 chests of drawer and put in there. You know what I mean? So he's not into the details. He's not into the details. He will build a house, and you know, because my husband loves building. Yeah, I think every house he has ever lived in, he has built. So he's just into the building part of stuff. He's not into the buying of furnitures or curtains, or he would buy 10 different mismatched curtains, and he don't care. He don't care about that. Men don't care about that. So the Mongo buying like the appliances for her mom and stuff like that. I mean, that's a girl's job. That's a girl's job. But one thing I like about her is she gave her brother credit. She gave her brother credit for introducing her to YouTube, you know? Because YouTube has changed their life, and YouTube has changed the village, right? But one thing I like about him is his love for the elderly and the orphans. And with Brian, he could have treated Brian differently. He could have acted, hey, look at Tiffin boy, don't come back on my yard, and you know, but instead he tried to find out what Brian was doing and what caused Brian to resolve to steal it. And not that it's a good thing too. It's not like you're rewarding him to be a thief. You are rehabilitating him. You take him out of the situation, the poverty that he's living in. Days he goes without food. He's not in school, and he should be in school. You put him back in school. You give him a shelter because he has no mom and he has no dad. He lost his mother, and his dad was never ever identified, right? And so for that, instead of making a bad situation, making it into a bad situation, they both empowered each other. And the wife that he has chosen, even though, you know, no relationship is perfect, she is a perfect blend for them, because she, even though sometimes it's challenging, because, you know, Mara has his own ways, but she picked her battles, and she is a plus for the community because she loves music, and they're trying to make a heart center. And I know once Mara come about to make that center of her, because you know his stepfather and mother was in teaching, and his sister D Mango was a teacher before she came to YouTube. If you guys were following her all this time, she used to be a teacher. So it's good that, you know, it's a good way to give back to the community, to teach them art and stuff. But my thing is this: once you start going on the radar like that, you start messing with politicians, and that's where the corruption comes in. Yes. Watch Queen says, yes, that's what I love about them. They stick together as a family, especially D. Yes, yeah. And you know what? It is not easy to stick together as a family. Because, brother, you got some family members, boy. You got to love them, and you got to love them from a distance. You hear me? They will be the first to sell you out for a grain of salt. Not because they're going to get a pound of rice, but because they feel you have a grain of salt and you should have it. Not because they're going to help or support, or they're going to become a millionaire. They just don't want you to have it. So I think that, as I said, it go back down to parenting and sometime about sibling connection. Sibling connection and how siblings feel about each other. I heard my brother is in the UK, my older brother, and he was telling me about his sons. And he said, you know, the older son will buy, like he'll buy a pizza and he'll go into his room and he'll eat it. And his younger siblings don't have any. And he said to, this is what he said to them. He said to them, when I was growing up, I had my sister. And my sister would not eat without knowing that I had something to eat. And that is so, so true. My brother would not eat unless he knew I had something to eat. And if I had one suck, you know, suck in Jamaica where you build with they use like syrup and water and put in a bag and tie it in the fridge. If I had a suck, I would bite one end of the suck and eat it and give my brother, leave off and make my brother bite the other end of the suck. Cause him gonna talk about me know why I eat from you, you know? And so that's how we were raised. We were raised to help each other. So when I came to America, hold on, especially, I tell you, especially my family, I keep my distance. Sometimes we have to. That's what I'm saying. Some family will sell you out for your grain of salt and you don't have to do nothing. You could give them the world. Somebody come to say, hey, I want to destroy your brother or your sister. They will do it. Just because they feel that you are better than them. Shad, I needed every bit of this today. Enough love. Thank you so much, Stacy. They will sell you out for a grain of salt. But my brother was saying to his kids, like, I remember one time my brother, he would not stay inside the yard or in the house, as we would call it. And my father was upset at him. And my father beat him. And my brother ran away. But while my father was there, I couldn't go look for him. But you know what? Every time I got something to eat, I would not eat the food. I would eat like half of it. And I store the rest of it. And I'm just waiting. Because my father is a guy who's always on the road. You know those handsome looking, the girls, them sugar type of man. That's my daddy. And so I know he's going to leave. So I wait until he leave. And as soon as he leave, I know where my brother would go. And me, I carry the little bit of food that me have. And me, I carry go give him. And me, I ask him if him all right. And if he want some sugar and water. Because at the time, we had sugar and water and Kool-Aid. And then we never have water bottle like no. So what I would do is I'll get the jug with the Kool-Aid and I carry go give him. And I remember one time my brother was sleeping under like the kasha maca tree because he didn't want to come home to get beaten. Okay, Simone. He didn't want to come home to get beaten because my father tell him, said, don't hang out with bad company and don't hang out with those boys because anywhere you see so much boys are is trouble. But he didn't want to listen. But despite, you think I'm going to leave my brother out there? I would not leave my brother out there. I'm going to find my brother and I'm going to give my brother something to eat. And he was saying that to his son. And I said, you know what, bro? My girls, they grew up together. They're always together. They've never been apart. And they don't do that. They really don't. Everybody is in their own world. And I don't know what make me and my brother bond so strong. I really don't know what make our bond so strong. Who's talking? Go check out my videos, guys. I don't know what makes our bond so strong, but I can tell you, my brother, I think about him every day. I don't talk to him every day because, you know, we're in our own different world right now. But I think about my brother every day. And I remember when I moved here to the States, my brother left England. He was in the army. My brother left England, came over here to make sure that I got an apartment with my kids. He brought, because I didn't have money to buy clothes, he brought some jackets and some stuff for me. He bought me some chairs and some pots and stuff. and he went back over to England because he just wanted to make sure I was okay. He paid my rent for a month. He paid the light, he paid the water, and he bought me some chairs and some pots and stuff. And he spent like 2 weeks with me. But they said the food looks so delicious, baby. Have a blessed day, Sister Martin. Thank you. Bye, Watch Queen. Bye. Thank you. Yeah, but my brother, he made sure that his little sister was okay. And I think every sibling should have that love. And if you go to my brother right now and say, hey, I want to hurt your little sister because your sister is doing so good and she's doing better than you and whatever, my brother would probably do something to you. He probably would. He's not going to do that. But can I say that about all my other siblings? No. But I know that about my brother, my older brother, that he would not do that. But you have some family member, you could give them the world. If somebody come and said, hey, I want to delete that person tomorrow, they'll be the first on the train to delete you. You could have done the world to them, for them. They will be the first to nominate your deletion and to say why they believe that you should be deleted for real. And every day I try to teach my kids that. I try to teach them that family first. You got to love your family in a way as much as you love yourself. Because you see, a family that sticks together is one of, if you look at the Indians, look how they stick together. One Indian open a shop, all Indian works there, and nobody is breaking it down, and everybody show up and work equally. If we could have that same mindset, we could go a far way, a very far way. Thank you, Watch Queens. Thanks for stopping by. Say hi to Sky for me. Can you imagine, says, when you do not have a burden for people and love, people do not care. All right. People do not care. And let me tell you something about family. They'll stay in the back and they'll watch you. You don't have anything, they stay far from you. But the instant you got something, you'll get some cousins from... You didn't even know your grandfather had a cousin. Or your grandaunt have a cousin. Or your great-great-great-grand have a cousin. Everybody. You have the most family support. The most family. Every single thing, guys. The most of every single thing. Yeah? And it shouldn't be that way. I believe if kids are raised together, which I still can't do. I don't know how me and my brother did that. If we were raised together, right? I believe the love that we should have for each other as siblings, because we were raised together, no spouse could ever come between the love that me and my brother have for each other. No mother or father can ever come between the love that me and my brother have for each other. And even though our kids were raised the same way, they do their own stuff. Everybody is in their own world, doing their own stuff. Everybody's too busy for each other. Nobody don't want to be stopped. You know. So it's so different. It's so different. So I don't know if it's because we were raised on an island, why our love was different. I don't know. And I don't know if anybody else can relate to that. Having a sibling that you raised with when you either you live in an island or life situation that you know no money could ever trade the love that they have for you. Nobody could come and tell that siblings to hurt you, and they will. And I think that's the same thing. That's my brother. I can't say that about my other siblings. I can say that about my one brother that I'm talking about. And I have several siblings. Yes, stick together. Stacy says, when you deeply want family connection, but your family is toxic, that's a deep pain created love and community. It's important. And you know what? Let me tell you something. Have you ever heard like a family where the entire life there was a struggle for all of them, right? Everybody was struggling, everybody was trying to come up, everybody was trying to get it. And you realize during that time they all stick together, they all pray together, they all was one. But then all of a sudden, one of them get a breakthrough. One of them get a breakthrough, and God has blessed them because remember, they stick together, they pray together. And I would say, for example, like Mara and his family. Mara got a breakthrough. He got YouTube. He figured it out. He cracked the code to it. So instead of thanking God, because remember, you prayed to God. You guys used to come together. You guys pray to God because you're like, why are we suffering like that our entire life? And now God has come through for one. And so now the thing to do, if you ask God for something and God is not going to say, oh, I'm going to give the whole family, but I'm going to give the one that I think will be able to carry the mental load of the rest of family members. Yes, baby? I'm on this phone. Yeah, of the mental load, right? And your family, you have achieved that, and you have come there. You think your family is supposed to be happy for you, but you know what? You know what they do now? Hello? Lock it off? Okay. You know what they end up doing? Instead of being happy and thanking God, where's this little girl? She's supposed to go to school. And thanking God for what they had asked God for. Instead of doing that, you know what they end up doing? They end up fighting against each other. They end up start hating each other. They end up start despiting each other. They end up start, remember, if you pray to a God and you get up every day and you and your whole family come together and say, God, we have been struggling for the longest time. We have been going through this and I need your help. I need you to help us. Help us, send resources, send help. Help us, God. And God has come in now and God says, okay, I've seen the love and unity between this family. I'm going to bless. But I can't bless all of you. I'm going to bless one of you. Good evening. Yeah, I'm going to bless one of you, right? That's supposed to be something that you're proud of and you're so happy. My sister made it and we're going to pray for her and we're going to keep praying and we're going to ask God to multiply and we're going to ask God to bless us and we're going to ask God to keep. God, we believe in you and we have prayed to you and you have come through for us. And I'm so grateful. And I know that you are a God and I know that you are a God who listens. And thank you for blessing my sister. You know what they do? You know what they do once their sister come out? Oh, they stop all praying. Everybody stop praying. I know everybody start hating on that sister. Everybody start hating on that sister. Oh, she got a big house and she got a big job and she got a big car. I know she start act like she better than the whole of us. That time the sister now, he's still praying and say, God, I need to be able to help my other family the same way. And the sister will say, well, you know what? I can make you a business. I can buy you a camera so you can go on YouTube because this is how I made the money. Start the YouTube channel because you can start the channel because I'll show you how to start it. I'll show you what to do because the same way I make it, the same way God came through for me, I'm going to show you how to do it. And for you, I'm going to make you a business and you're going to Start this business and you're going to multiply on the business and you're going to use YouTube as well to grow the business. And you can step into that realm and say, thank you, God. Yes, my sister have a big house, but she got it through YouTube. And I got a camera now from my sister. And I'm thanking God for it. And you can go through the motion as that so God can bless you. But you know what some family member end up doing? Oh, he have a big house, but he want to come take up camera give me. He can't have $1 million house, but a camera he want to come buy give me and shop him want to come put me in a. Jealousy. Jealousy. That's why Alexander Hamilton died. Because of jealousy. You understand that? Jealousy. No, God has created the pathway that you guys had all come together and prayed for. And God had brought the answer to your family. God has finally come through after your devotion with him. After everything that you guys had prayed for and your urgent devotion of worshiping him. Now God has come through and said, I'm going to bless your family. I deem your family fit for this blessing. But I can't bless all of you. I'm going to bless one of you. I'm going to bless one of you. And I'm going to bless the strongest one. The one who I think will be able to share and to teach you how to come out of poverty. Because I've heard your cry, Job. I've heard you crying all this time. And I'm going to show you that I'm still here. And God bless your brother or your sister through YouTube. And your brother come to you and give you a camera and says, hey, go on live and say this and edit like this and do like this because this is how I make my blessing. And here's a business. You can start this business. And here's a camera. I'm going to put it in front of your face because this is how God has come through for me. So I want you to use it in the same way because this is what we have prayed for. But instead of being grateful that God has finally come through for you. Bye, baby. Instead of being grateful that God has finally come through for you. No, we start act like crab in a barrel. We start hate each other. We start fighting against each other. Because we're going to say, oh, if YouTube could give she a mansion and a car and so she can donate and she can help. Why she want to take up a camera give me? Why she want to show me how to edit? Because God see her fit to be, yes, she might be the more minority one. She might be the least one in the family, but that's the one that God blessed to take everybody out. You don't fight against God's hand when he's trying to bless you. Because sometimes he don't bless us in the way that we think it's going to come. And not everybody is going to get a house built like Grandma and Brian. Some people got to work for it. You might get a shout out on somebody's channel who have over 1 million views. And that has given you 200,000 K views. But you got to work for it. You got to take that 200K and you got to work and you got to vlog and you're going to have to work on it. That don't mean you hate the person with 1 million views. You don't hate the person with 1 million views because why he have 1 million views and him not come sit down on my channel every day? Why he doesn't sit on my channel every day? Is that how a family love each other as well as family care for each other? No. Simone says, my God, we needed to renew our mind. Yes. Can you imagine say encouraging, but some people do not see that. They see it as hate. Yes. They see it as hate. They see it as hate. So now that business, that this brother has did YouTube. Probably the money that he took to buy the camera was a bill. It's something that he could have done for himself. But he gave it to you. But for you, all you're looking at is what he has. That you're so blindsided with what he has that you don't realize that what you have gotten is more than what he has. What you have gotten is something for you to nurture and to make in your home, because God is about to take you higher than him. If you just invest in what he gives to you. If you just invest in, he aligned that person to get something to give to you so you can align yourself into your purpose. But instead of seeing your purpose, you turn it into hate. You are so distracted like Cain and Abel that you are so invested how God was so pleased with his worship that you forget that you not give him your pure worship, but you want God to bless it. And so many times, so many of us as people, we do that. We do that. Sometimes God has aligned us with people, places, and things. And instead of seeing the blessing that God has put in before us, we turn it into hate. We turn it into envy. We turn it into start covetous. Once you see the heart of envy start coming to you, pray against it. Pray against it, because it will make you hate all your own family. It will make you hate all your own children. God, what is in this for me? What is in this for me? What can I take from this person? What I needed, God? God, I need something and I need it. And you sometimes you pray to God, my daughter, I think it's Gabby told me. Gabby told me that a man prayed for some water. I think it's Gabby told me. It's Gabby? I think so. A man prayed for some water. And he's been praying for the water, praying for God to bring him some water, right? And this mad guy on the street, dirty as ever, came up to him and have half a bottle of water and gave it to him. And move from in front of me with that. Who you get that to? Get away. Bright and feisty. You come with a dirty bottle of water, come give. And he sits there. And he's like, God, I've been praying for you for some water. I've been praying. And God said, I sent you the water. I sent you the water. He said, God, you never sent me no water. Stop telling lie, man. You never sent me no. So what you mean? You remember that mad guy who was smelling real bad with a bottle of water that I sent? I sent it for you. But because it's not packaged in the way that you want it, you dismiss it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Simone. You dismiss the water that God has sent to you. You dismiss it because it wasn't in the perfect package that you want. It wasn't packaged in the way that you want it to be packaged. So you dismiss the water and say, yeah, wait upon God for bringing that beautiful bottle of water and put it on your feet. Well, keep waiting. Keep waiting, because God has aligned you with people, with places, with things. God has blessed somebody in your family that's supposed to take you out of poverty. But that doesn't mean the person going to buy you a big house and a big car and a big bike and give you big money. But that person can share something with you, can show you something that can become your generational wealth, the generational life for your family to flourish from. Stacy said, sow and tend your field. God will bring you the rain. Bring you the rain. No, them don't want to sow. They don't want to sow. They want God to bring them the rain so the ground can be soft so they can dig it. And hey, not everybody has it that easy. Not everybody have it that easy. And I'm telling you, I was watching Ayamara live yesterday. And I cried like 10 times, bro. I cried like 10 times. Because guess what? Grandma has cried out to God. And she has said, God, you have took my husband who was my provider. My kids that I've beared, you have taken them. And the only thing that you have left me with is a grandson that I can't take care of. And this little boy out there is thieving from people, running all over the place. And to any parent, that is a reproach on a parent to know that you took all the good one and you took from me. I know you left me with a little boy who everywhere him go him rob and steal and whatever. But God says, Grandma, keep praying. You ready? You're supposed to go to an interview. What are you going to wear?
It's not an interview. It's like a setup to plan the interview day. It's not the interview.
All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. Give me a second. You understand? So, no, grandson went and robbed Ayamara's place. But instead, that's I'm showing you how God aligned things. Instead of Ayamara calling the police to lock him up, Ayamara find out, where is this little boy from? Where is he from? Who is his family? Who is his family? And he went to find out who that person, that little boy family is, instead of calling the police. How many of you would have called the cops? He went and he found out who the family member were. And he realized, oh my God, this little boy is living impoverished. Is he stealing because he don't have food? Is he stealing because he don't have a place to live? His grandmother barely have food to feed him. She's an old, sick lady. But he used his platform with God, what God has blessed him with. And he has highlighted the story. And now Brian has a mansion house. That doesn't mean everybody still got thief now. That doesn't mean everybody should go steal. But that was Brian's story. Because grandma unanswered prayer, God has heard it. But he had to bring a Joseph in order to bring grandma unanswered prayer. She said she reached a point in her life that she never smiled anymore. She lost all her kids. She lost her husband to death. How many of us are a grandma? That God have answered our prayers and we have turned it away because of shame. We have turned it away because we don't think that's how it's supposed to go. We turn it away because our life, God, there's no way you could have brought this into my life after I've worshiped you so much. A lot of us end up getting sick or something happened. And instead of sharing our story, we keep it to ourselves. Not knowing that you were the testimony to show how good God is. To tell others about it. To share it with others. To show how good God is. And that's God's way of bringing you through to that unanswered prayer. But it came through that package. It came through that package that probably you wouldn't want. That you're probably ashamed of. Oh, God, you can't use me as an advocate. Oh no, God, I'm not telling nobody my story. Oh, you crazy? And then you go back to God and say, God, I've been praying to you. And you haven't answered my prayer. And he said, I did. I've answered your prayer. But pride and shame make you afraid to talk about it. But you keep praying to me. And I've given you the answer. I'm not deaf. I'm not deaf. So guys, I'm going to go because my daughter has to go to school. I could sit here and talk to you all day. But trust and believe me, God has been answering you all prayers. You have been praying to him about something that he have answered your prayer. But because you're afraid to share, you're afraid to take what he has given you and sit down and say, God, I've gotten this. What is your purpose for me? Whether it's YouTube, hi Kevin, whether it's YouTube, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's sharing a word, whether it's giving, so God can bless you to receive. There is something that God has out there for you, that he has given you. And we just have to take it. Accept it for what it is. Ask God to show us what we should do with it. Sometimes we need mental break and mental clarity so that we are able to step into our purpose. Our purpose is higher than what we think. You know, what we got to realize is when we're doing things on this earth, it's not for us. And oftentimes, a lot of times, we put things because how it makes us feel. But what is your purpose? What is your purpose? Why are you here? You think God just bring you here for nothing? You went to that near-death experience and you came back. You didn't die. For what? You think he just have you here for nothing? What is your purpose? Find your purpose. Stop hating on your brother. Stop hating on your sister. Because God has given you your purpose. Find it, embark on it, guys. And I love you so much. It was so nice talking to you today. God bless you. Because God got we should be on earth. Keep praying. Keep believing. Stop hating. Start asking God why. What should I do with this that you have given me? And then we all will be in our purpose. Probably is one little thing that is preventing you from your higher purpose. Why we're not there. So I just want to say I love you guys. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you guys another time. Bye.